Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a question that may well determine the course of your destiny. Have you ever paused to consider how the quality of your thinking shapes the quality of your life? In a world awash with opinions, half-minus truths, and distractions, the ability to think accurately stands as the master key to personal achievement. It is not enough to wish, to hope, or to drift upon the tides of popular belief. Success in its truest sense belongs to those who cultivate the rare art of clear, accurate thinking. Today, confusion and misinformation cloud the judgment of even the most earnest seekers. Many are led astray by the noise of the crowd, mistaking mere opinion for fact and wishful thinking for sound judgment. Yet, it is accurate thinking that cuts through the fog, revealing the path to progress and prosperity. This principle, though simple, is the foundation upon which all lasting achievement is built. Let us then embark together on a journey to discover the power of accurate thinking. For in mastering this art, you will find the means to unlock your greatest potential, overcome obstacles, and achieve the success you so deeply desire. Are you ready to claim this master key? Accurate thinking, as I have learned it through years of study and observation, is the ability to separate fact from mere opinion, to weigh evidence with an impartial mind, and to act upon truth rather than fancy. It is the discipline of the mind that refuses to be swayed by emotion or prejudice, and instead seeks clarity, logic, and understanding. Contrast this with wishful thinking, the tendency to accept as true that which is pleasing or convenient, regardless of its foundation in reality. Wishful thinking is the mirage that lures many into the desert of disappointment. Accurate thinking, by contrast, is a compass that guides the traveler safely to his destination. To develop this skill, one must practice daily the habit of questioning, of seeking evidence, and of refusing to accept anything at face value. Ask yourself, is this a fact, or merely someone's opinion? What proof supports this claim? In doing so, you will train your mind to become a powerful instrument of achievement. One of the greatest pitfalls on the road to success is the failure to distinguish between facts and opinions. How many have stumbled because they acted on unverified beliefs, only to discover too late that their foundation was built on sand? Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who, despite the skepticism of others, relied on facts and experimentation to guide his work. He did not accept the opinion that the electric light was impossible. He sought evidence, tested his assumptions, and persevered until he succeeded. Let this be a lesson. Build your plans upon facts, and you will stand firm when the storms of doubt arise. To cultivate this habit, make it your practice to verify information before acting. Seek out reliable sources, test your assumptions, and never be afraid to change your mind in the face of new evidence. In this way, you will become the master of your fate, rather than its victim. The mind, like a lens, must be focused if it is to illuminate the truth. Controlled attention is the ability to direct your thoughts toward what matters most, dismissing distractions and irrelevant details. It is the discipline that enables you to see clearly, decide wisely, and act effectively. To develop controlled attention, set aside time each day to reflect upon your goals and the facts that pertain to them. Practice concentration by eliminating distractions and training your mind to return, again and again, to the task at hand. Remember, the mind that is scattered cannot build, only the mind that is focused can create. Prejudice and bias are the thieves of accurate thinking. They distort perception, cloud judgment, and lead even the wisest astray. To think accurately, one must be willing to set aside personal preferences and approach each question with an open mind. History is replete with examples of those who overcame bias to achieve greatness. Abraham Lincoln, for instance, was known for his ability to listen to opposing views and weigh them fairly. By doing so, he earned the respect of friend and foe alike, and guided a nation through its darkest hour. To overcome bias, make it your habit to seek out different perspectives, to question your own assumptions, and to welcome constructive criticism. In this way, you will sharpen your mind and strengthen your character. Accurate thinking is not possible without knowledge, specifically specialized knowledge that is relevant to your aims. The wise man seeks out experts, studies diligently, and verifies information before making decisions. Consider the builder who consults architects on dingy ears before laying the foundation of a great structure. So too must you seek out those who possess the knowledge you lack, and be willing to learn from their experience. In doing so, you will avoid costly errors and accelerate your progress toward your goals. No man achieves greatness alone. The mastermind principle teaches us that by surrounding ourselves with clear, logical thinkers, we elevate our own thinking. A mastermind group dedicated to truth and accuracy becomes a powerful force for progress. Seek out those who challenge your ideas, who offer constructive feedback, and who share your commitment to accurate thinking. Together you will achieve more than any one of you could alone. The accurate thinker is never content to accept things as they appear. He questions, he tests, he seeks evidence. This habit, though sometimes uncomfortable, is the surest path to clarity and success. Make it your practice to examine your beliefs, to test your assumptions, and to welcome new information. In doing so, you will avoid the traps that ensnare the careless, and you will discover opportunities that others overlook. Let us look to history for inspiration. Consider the story of Marie Curie, who, through careful observation and relentless inquiry, discovered new elements and changed the course of science. Her success was not the result of luck or wishful thinking, but of accurate, disciplined thought. Reflect on your own experiences. When have you succeeded because you sought the facts, questioned assumptions, and acted with clarity? Let these moments remind you of the power you possess. In closing, remember this: accurate thinking is the foundation of all achievement. It is the master key that unlocks the doors of opportunity, the shield that guards against error, and the compass that guides you to your highest destiny. Resolve today to cultivate this habit. Question, seek, verify, and act upon the truth. In doing so, you will rise above the crowd, achieve your goals, and inspire others to do the same. The world awaits those who think accurately. Will you be among them? Let us now delve deeper into the very nature of accurate thinking. What does it truly mean to think accurately? And why is this faculty so rare and so powerful? Accurate thinking, in the spirit of Napoleon Hill, is not a mere intellectual exercise. It is the conscious, disciplined act of separating fact from fiction, truth from opinion, and reality from wishful thinking. It is the unwavering commitment to see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. Many people, in their pursuit of success, fall prey to the seductive comfort of wishful thinking. They imagine that desire alone will bring them riches, that hope is a substitute for action, and that optimism can replace effort. But wishful thinking is like building a castle on shifting sand. It may appear grand for a moment, but it cannot withstand the storms of reality. Accurate thinking, by contrast, is the solid bedrock upon which all progress is built. Consider the farmer who plants his seeds in fertile soil, waters them diligently, and tends to his crops with care. He does not simply wish for a harvest. He understands the laws of nature and acts in harmony with them. So too must we align our thoughts with the facts of our circumstances, using reason and evidence as our guides. To cultivate accurate thinking, begin by questioning your assumptions. Ask yourself, is this belief supported by evidence, or is it merely a hope? Seek out information from reliable sources, and do not be afraid to challenge even your most cherished ideas. Remember, the mind that is willing to be corrected is the mind that grows. Napoleon Hill taught that clarity of thought is the foundation of all achievement. When you see the world as it truly is, you can make decisions with confidence, set goals that are attainable, and persevere through adversity. Accurate thinking is not the enemy of ambition, it is its greatest ally. For when your dreams are rooted in reality, they become not just possible, but inevitable. Let us resolve, then, to become masters of our own minds. Let us reject the easy path of wishful thinking and embrace the discipline of accurate thought. The journey begins with a single question: are you willing to see things as they are and act accordingly? Now, let us turn our attention to one of the most vital disciplines in the art of accurate thinking, the ability to separate facts from mere opinions. This skill, though simple in theory, is the very cornerstone of sound judgment and wise decision-making. How many dreams have been dashed, how many fortunes lost, because men and women acted on unverified beliefs rather than solid facts? Pause for a moment and consider how often do we accept as truth the words of others, the rumors of the day, or the fleeting opinions of the crowd. The world is full of voices, some well minus meaning, some misguided, and some intent on leading us astray. The accurate thinker, however, is not swayed by the noise. He asks, is this a fact or is it merely someone's opinion? What evidence supports this claim? Let me share with you the story of a young entrepreneur. Eager to launch a new business, listen to the advice of friends who had never succeeded in business themselves. They offered opinions, not facts, and their words were colored by fear and doubt. Had he accepted their opinions as truth, he would have abandoned his dream. Instead, he sought out those with real experience, gathered the facts, and built his enterprise on a foundation of knowledge. Today, his success stands as a testament to the power of acting on facts, not opinions. To develop this critical habit, begin by questioning every assertion you encounter. When you hear a claim, ask for the evidence. When you read a story, seek the source. When you form an opinion, challenge it with facts. This practice, though it may slow your decision-making at first, will save you from costly errors and regrets. Napoleon Hill reminds us that the mind is like a garden. If you do not deliberately plant seeds of truth, weeds of falsehood will surely take root. Make it your daily practice to cultivate truth, to water it with inquiry, and to prune away the dead branches of unfounded belief. Let us resolve to become vigilant guardians of our own minds, accepting nothing as true without evidence, and building our lives upon the solid ground of fact. In doing so, we will rise above the confusion of the world and chart a course toward lasting success. Let us now consider the power of controlled attention. In a world overflowing with distractions, the ability to focus the mind on what truly matters is a rare and precious gift. Controlled attention is the art of directing your mental energy toward relevant facts, dismissing the noise, and holding your gaze steady on your chosen goal. Imagine the mind as a powerful searchlight. When scattered, its rays illuminate nothing, but when focused, it can pierce the darkest night and reveal the path ahead. The most successful men and women in history have mastered this principle. They do not allow their thoughts to wander aimlessly or be hijacked by every passing fancy. Instead, they train their minds to return, again and again, to the task at hand. Consider the example of a great inventor who, in the midst of countless distractions, isolates himself in his workshop, devoting hours to a single problem. He ignores the clamor of the world, the doubts of others, and even his own fleeting impulses. Through disciplined focus, he uncovers solutions that elude the unfocused mind. To develop controlled attention, begin by setting clear priorities. Decide what is truly important to your progress, and commit to giving it your undivided attention. Eliminate distractions, be they digital, social, or internal. Set aside time each day for deep, uninterrupted work. When your mind wanders, Gently guide it back, as a shepherd guides his flock. Practice mindfulness in your daily life. Notice when your thoughts drift, and bring them back to the present moment. Use reminders, routines, and even physical cues to anchor your attention. Over time, you will find that your ability to concentrate grows stronger, and your decisions become wiser. Controlled attention is not merely a tool for productivity, it is the foundation of accurate thinking. When you focus on relevant facts and dismiss distractions, you see the world with greater clarity. You make decisions based on truth, not impulse. You become the master of your mind, rather than its servant. Let us resolve, then, to cultivate the power of controlled attention. In doing so, we will unlock new levels of insight, creativity, and achievement. Remember, the mind that is focused is the mind that prevails. Will you choose to harness this power and direct it toward your highest aims? The choice, as always, is yours. Let us now confront a subtle but powerful enemy of accurate thinking, the dangers of prejudice and bias. These invisible chains bind the mind, distorting our perception and clouding our judgment. Prejudice is not always loud or obvious often. It whispers quietly, shaping our beliefs and decisions without our conscious awareness. Consider the story of a scientist who, for years, dismissed the ideas of a colleague simply because they came from a different background. It was only when he set aside his preconceptions and listened with an open mind that he discovered the value in those ideas that would later lead to a breakthrough in his field. How many opportunities are lost? How many truths overlooked? Because we allow bias to guide our thinking. Prejudice and bias are like tinted glasses. They color everything we see, making it difficult to discern the true nature of things. The accurate thinker must be vigilant, always questioning whether his judgments are based on fact or on personal preference. Ask yourself, am I seeing the situation as it truly is, or as I wish it to be? Am I giving fair consideration to all perspectives, or am I dismissing some out of habit or fear? To overcome bias, make it a habit to seek out differing viewpoints. Engage in conversations with those who challenge your assumptions. Welcome constructive criticism, for it is often the mirror that reveals our blind spots. Remember, the mind that is open to correction is the mind that grows in wisdom. Napoleon Hill taught that true greatness is found in those who rise above their prejudices, who judge others not by appearance or background, but by character and merit. Let us strive to emulate this ideal, cultivating a spirit of fairness and humility in all our dealings. In summary, prejudice and bias are obstacles on the path to accurate thinking. By recognizing and overcoming them, we free our minds to see the world as it truly is, and we open ourselves to greater understanding and success. Let us resolve to cast aside these chains, to think with clarity and compassion, and to build our lives on the firm foundation of truth. Let us now examine the vital role of specialized knowledge in the practice of accurate thinking. Knowledge, when properly acquired and applied, is the sharpest tool in the thinker's arsenal. It is not enough to possess general information. One must seek out the specific facts and expertise that pertain to one's chosen path. Consider the story of a young engineer who aspired to build bridges. He did not rely on vague notions or second-hand advice. Instead, he studied the principles of engineering, consulted with seasoned experts, and verified every calculation before laying a single stone. His bridges stood the test of time, while others built on guesswork and assumption crumbled at the first sign of strain. Specialized knowledge is the foundation upon which sound decisions are made. It allows us to see beyond the surface, to understand the true nature of problems, and to devise solutions that are both practical and effective. Napoleon Hill reminds us that the most successful individuals are those who continually seek to expand their knowledge, never resting on what they already know. To sharpen your ability to think accurately, make it a habit to seek out reliable sources. Read books written by authorities in your field. Attend lectures, workshops, and seminars. Engage in thoughtful conversation with those who have walked the path before you. Do not be afraid to ask questions or to admit what you do not know, for it is in the pursuit of knowledge that wisdom is born. Verify the information you receive. In an age of abundant data and misinformation, the accurate thinker must be discerning. Cross-minus check facts, consult multiple sources, and be wary of accepting anything at face value. Remember, it is better to pause and verify than to rush into regret. In summary, specialized knowledge is the key that unlocks the door to accurate thinking. By seeking out and verifying the facts that matter most, you will make better decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and achieve greater success. Let us resolve to become lifelong students, ever eager to learn, ever willing to grow, and ever committed to the pursuit of truth. Let us now explore a principle that Napoleon Hill regarded as one of the most powerful forces for personal growth: the influence of the mastermind group on thought. No individual, no matter how brilliant or determined, achieves greatness in isolation. The most successful men and women throughout history have surrounded themselves with others who share their commitment to truth, accuracy, and progress. A mastermind group is more than a gathering of friends or colleagues. It is a deliberate alliance of minds, united by a common purpose and a shared dedication to clear, logical thinking. When you join forces with others who value accuracy, you multiply your own capacity for insight and wisdom. The collective mind of the group becomes a wellspring of ideas, solutions, and encouragement. Consider the example of Henry Ford, who credited much of his success to the mastermind group he formed with other great thinkers of his era. Together, they challenged each other's assumptions, offered honest feedback, and held one another accountable to the highest standards of thought and action. Through this collaboration, they achieved far more than any one of them could have accomplished alone. To build your own mastermind group, seek out individuals who are committed to truth and accuracy. Look for those who aren't afraid to question, who welcome constructive criticism, and who bring diverse perspectives to the table. Meet regularly to discuss your goals, share your challenges, and support one another in the pursuit of excellence. Encourage open dialogue and honest debate within your group. Do not shy away from disagreement, for it is often in the clash of ideas that the spark of truth is ignited. Hold each other to the highest standards, and celebrate the victories you achieve together. In summary, the mastermind principle is a catalyst for accurate thinking and extraordinary achievements. By surrounding yourself with clear, logical thinkers, you elevate your own mind and accelerate your progress. Let us resolve to seek out and nurture these alliances, building mastermind groups dedicated to truth, accuracy, and the relentless pursuit of our highest potential. Let us now turn to a habit that distinguishes the truly great thinkers from the merely average, the habit of questioning and testing assumptions. Accurate thinking demands that we never accept anything at face value, not even our own beliefs. The world is full of ideas that sound plausible but crumble under the weight of scrutiny. The accurate thinker is not content with surface appearances. He digs deeper, always seeking the bedrock of truth. Consider the story of a business leader who, faced with a failing enterprise, refused to accept the common wisdom that the market was to blame. Instead, he questioned every assumption about his product, his customers, and his strategy. Through careful investigation and the willingness to challenge his own beliefs, he discovered a flaw in his approach that, once corrected, led to a remarkable turnaround. His success was not the result of luck, but of relentless inquiry and the courage to test every assumption. To cultivate this habit, make it a daily practice to ask yourself, what am I assuming? What evidence supports this belief? Have I considered alternative explanations? When you encounter a problem, resist the urge to accept the first solution that comes to mind. Instead, brainstorm multiple possibilities, gather evidence, and test your ideas in the real world. Engage in thought experiments. Imagine how someone with a different background or perspective might view the situation. Seek out feedback from others, especially those who are unafraid to challenge you. Welcome disagreement, for it is often the catalyst for deeper understanding. Napoleon Hill reminds us that progress is born of inquiry. The mind that questions, that tests, that seeks evidence, is the mind that grows in wisdom and power. By making this habit a cornerstone of your thinking, you will avoid costly mistakes, uncover hidden opportunities, and achieve greater clarity in all your endeavors. In summary, the habit of questioning and testing assumptions is essential to accurate thinking. Let us resolve to become relentless seekers of truth, never satisfied with easy answers, always willing to challenge our own beliefs. Let us now bring these principles to life with real-world examples of accurate thinking in action. Throughout history, the greatest breakthroughs and the most remarkable achievements have been the result of minds disciplined in the art of clear, logical thought. Consider the story of Marie Curie, whose unwavering commitment to evidence and methodical inquiry led to the discovery of new elements and revolutionized science. She did not rely on speculation or the opinions of others. Instead, she tested, questioned, and verified every result, even when the world doubted her. Her legacy stands as a testament to the power of accurate thinking to change the course of history. Or reflect on the example of Abraham Lincoln, who, in the face of national crisis, refused to be swayed by popular sentiment or partisan opinion. He gathered facts from every side, listened to diverse voices, and made decisions rooted in truth and principle. His leadership, guided by accurate thinking, preserved the nation and inspired generations. In our own lives, we too can witness the benefits of this principle. Think of a time when you paused to question an assumption, sought out the facts, and made a decision that led to success or avoided disaster. These moments, though they may seem small, are the building blocks of a life guided by wisdom and clarity. Accurate thinking is not reserved for the famous or powerful. It is available to all who are willing to practice it. Whether you are a student, a business owner, a parent, or a leader, the habit of seeking truth, testing assumptions, and acting on facts will set you apart and propel you toward your goals. Let us take inspiration from these examples and resolve to apply accurate thinking in every area of our lives. In doing so, we will not only achieve our own ambitions, but also become beacons of clarity and reason in a world that desperately needs both. As we stand at the threshold of our own destinies, let us pause and reflect. What will you do with the knowledge you have gained today? Will you allow it to gather dust upon the shelves of your mind, or will you seize it, shape it, and set it to work in the service of your dreams? Accurate thinking is not a gift reserved for the few. It is a discipline, a habit, the way of life that anyone can cultivate. It is the golden thread that weaves together all the principles of success desire, faith, specialized knowledge, organized planning, decision, persistence, and the mastermind alliance. Without accurate thinking, these principles are like seeds cast upon barren ground. With it, they spring to life and bear fruit in abundance. Remember, every great achievement begins with a single thought, clear, true, and unwavering. The power of desire fuels your journey, but it is accurate thinking that charts your course. Faith gives you the courage to act, but it is accurate thinking that ensures your actions are wise. The mastermind principle surrounds you with minds that sharpen your own, but it is accurate thinking that draws forth the best from each member. Even the mysterious workings of the subconscious mind and the sixth sense are guided and made fruitful by the clarity of your conscious thought. So I urge you, do not be content with half-minded truths or borrowed opinions. Do not let the noise of the world drown out the quiet voice of reason within you. Make it your daily practice to question, to seek, to verify, and to act upon the truth. When faced with uncertainty, pause and ask yourself, is this fact or opinion? What evidence supports this belief? Am I thinking clearly, or am I swayed by emotion or habit? Let your imagination soar, but anchor it in reality. Let your plans be bold, but build them upon the solid ground of fact. Let your decisions be swift, but make them with eyes wide open to the truth. Persist in your efforts, but persist wisely, always guided by accurate thinking. The world is in need of men and women who can think clearly, act decisively, and lead with integrity. Will you answer that call? Will you become a beacon of clarity in a world clouded by confusion? The choice is yours, and the opportunity is now. Begin today. Apply the principles of accurate thinking in your work, your relationships, your goals, and your dreams. Share this gift with others. Inspire those around you to seek truth, to question assumptions, and to build their lives upon the firm foundation of reality. In the words of Napoleon Hill, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But let us add, whatever the mind of man can conceive, believe, and think through with accuracy, it can achieve with certainty. Go forth, then, with confidence. Let accurate thinking be your compass, your shield, and your guide. The world awaits your greatness. Claim it one clear, accurate thought at a time.